Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 3 in series number 2 is just upon us. It's going to be G2 versus Heroic. Joining me again is John Allen. This time, we don't really have a clear victor in the sense of obviously the previous matchup we had FaZe Godsent. We were kind of looking that to be a 2-0. This time, a little more blurred.
Yeah, both of these teams sat on that 7-9 win-loss in the EPL so far. G2 taking that little bit of a backseat due to some overtime wins, overtime wins, so they would have got a couple less points. But yeah, both of these teams very evenly matched going into this. Don't really have a clear prediction on these, although G2 recently have been taking those losses hard against those sort of middle of the roster's teams across all of these sort of European sides. Yeah, they've been taking those losses and against teams like Envious and VP and things like that. So maybe they're sort of faltering just a little bit, and Heroic could capitalize. Yeah,
their recent Inferno performance, which is our first map as well, has been quite underwhelming, as you say. I mean, lost 16-8 to VP. They got beaten in overtime by ODLC just last week in Pro League as well. Just some underwhelming performances from you know, G2, supposedly meant to be the best French roster, lost to the two other French rosters, if you want to call LDLC a French roster, that is. So yeah, I would say that that's underwhelming. Coming into this game though, Heroic, again, they're a team that's not known for their Inferno play by any means. They play a lot, but only 50% win percentage on it. I mean, we just saw them lose the other night, 2 days ago, to Ixtatus to qualify for the minor. They lost their place in the minor because Ixtatus beat them. That just shows, you know, they're not consistent on this map. So coming into this one, again, there's huge potential for either team to take this away. This could be a 2-0 or it could be a 1-1. I mean, which way are you leaning? Official prediction for both maps here, Inferno. Then coming up later is going to be Nuke.
I think G2 are going to take this one. I think Heroic are going to take Nuke.
Yeah, I'm leaning in the way of that as well. But let's jump into this. Fast mid-aggression here from Modi, pushed down, and Kenny S, a quick pick. G2's B-burst has been taken aback, though, as they found 2 kills down middle. Want to reconsider their options now, but Nico looking to trade, only 1. And Kenny is just ripping through skulls. 3 frags found in middle with that Glock, upgrades to the USP, and G2 take A.
And another kill for Kenny S. That's 4 on the board now, and it's just Yugi. Last player left standing for Heroic. He will be going for that rotate. Potentially, actually, no, just saving the armor into the next round over on that B-bomb site. Maybe he thinks they are actually on the B site. It does sort of seem that way.
Maybe looking for a lurk player. Again, G2 set up for a quick B play, and if you look at the utility they saved as well, they didn't even need to use it. They were going to set up smokes and go for a B, but then the mid-aggression from Heroic gets so punished, and they just go, nah, we'll just hit A instead. Who needs nades?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Kenny S happened. Yeah. He managed to get all 4 of those frags, all of the kills so far in the round for his team. Only Apex got traded back, and they just completely got rolled, as you said, in the mid. Nothing more to the round than that. And now Yugi just going to be able to save that armor, not very much at all, into the next round. Will get 1.4k to boot, and actually a frag onto Shock. So 1 more kill, so a little bit more money, but still, they're still going to be on those deagles and armor.
Yeah, and G2 a team known for bringing a lot of SMGs into their second round. Here are the Betway odds, leaning the way of G2 for the first map. Understandable, yeah. I feel that way, at least coming into Inferno. Both these teams very inconsistent, but at least in terms of firepower, G2 definitely going to be above Heroic in that sense. Although Yugi is a very good AWPer and Nico obviously a very strong rifler for this team. So Heroic can rival it, but maybe not put up as much. We'll see, though. G2. Triple rifle, a couple of MAC-10s in play, and Heroic, they've saved some players without armor. You have both Nico and Snappy just with pistols. G2 looking to open up the B-bomb site.
Trying to get that pre-fire. NBK looking for any damage, but not found much at all. They're just going to be able to back off, play passively on this site, and it's now S-Tag trying to get any frags from that upper position and managed to find one with the CZ. Body opens it up but gets traded back. They rotate, starting to come in as well from Heroic, looking for the frag as he turns the corner, not quite able to close it out, but finally managed to pick up one. Modi across the map with 1 as well, and now G2 only have 2 players left. With that MAC-10 going down, that's going to be only 1. Kenny S, last man left standing for G2, has to push on, has to find the shot, gets the headshot onto 1. Now he has the opportunity to go for this bomb plant versus 2 Heroic players. Modi and Nico pushing in both from that CT position. And Nico lands the headshot onto Kenny S. So G2 pick up another round. Heroic pick up the refrag round, which we've seen every single half so far today.
Yeah, all the pistol rounds seem to be picked up by one team, and then the force buys going for the opposite. So good round from Heroic to start things off, especially on S-Tag. 3 kills there with the CZ playing close. And G2 playing maybe a bit too slow, maybe underconfident at least in that B approach. If they just bursted in, they could have traded S-Tag, but they kind of just fed him one by one as each player who died was holding the CT for the push through the smoke and then looking to trade that original kill coming in from S-Tag, and we just see 3 go the way of Heroic. So first round on the board, G2 forcing things up as well. Bomb plant coming in. You know, forces on G2, something very common, something we're going to expect with this roster and with their history as well. But up against a lot of rifles for Heroic. They're not playing any games. They've got 4 rifles, single UMP up on the body of S-Tag, and G2 full CZs here, not given much here early on. Heroic playing very passive on the CT side, not even contending down Banana. If we look at their setup, both S-Tag and Yugi are playing within the site, not even peeking. So G2 given a lot of map control, but what can they get done with it?
This is something we saw FaZe do, playing passive, so maybe they're trying to channel that. Heroic holding the passive angles. Nico going to be forced back in towards pit, fully flashed out, and that's going to allow Body to come on through. Now Snappy playing from the graveyard, trying to get those frags on any of the aggressive players, and Shox does fall for it. 2 players over towards that pit now for G2 as MBK finds the frag towards Arch. They haven't managed to get onto the site just yet, but Apex has started to open up the bidding. Snappy does fall, Modi on site, ready to re-trade that one back. But Apex is there as well, and now it's just Yugi in the library. Gets 1, but taken down very, very low, and Body's just going to be able to close that one down. G2 take the rebuttal.
Yeah, not even allowed to save there on Yugi as he begins to try and rotate out of the library. So good second round for G2. Will Heroic force into this one? Again, we're going to see a lot of rifles for G2, as we did for Heroic, and yes, they will, looking to challenge things. This can get into risky territory here for Heroic, because while it can happen a couple of times, now G2 are going to have a lot more rifles to play with, and on the T side, it's far more dangerous as well. AKs are very lethal, and Heroic don't even have head armor anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Expecting this full buy-up from the G2 side, and no SMGs. G2, they'll walk up towards B early on. S-Tag and Yugi on the other side, just holding off again. This CZ has been proven to be lethal in the hands of S-Tag, so G2 got to be careful if they do want to commit towards this B bomb site. Nice nade. Yugi tagged. With the bomb still stuck in middle, G2 far from committed. They're just looking for this pick. If Heroic overface, they can try and grab an early kill. Nothing will be given to them.
Again, just playing passive. Heroic falling back, and S-Tag actually with an uncharacteristic forward peak there. Kenny S and MBK both chiming in with the frag. So Heroic have already lost a huge portion of their defense. G2 though, taken relatively low. MBK down on that 18 HP, actually traded out the Mac 10 with Shox. So he's going to be their runner and gunner. Ow. As that nade finds a lot of damage. A Body finds the rest of it. Modi, pushing in through the church now. Waiting to try and go for this retake. Has the kit, so they could potentially try and look for this, but against 5, not very likely at all. More than likely just going for those exit frags.
Or a ninja. It's always a possibility, we'll see. But G2 with 5 players alive, unlikely to be chasing here again. Expecting to see players kept towards the bomb site and... Oh no, don't.
Oh, please.
Luckily, Body's holding onto Banana, but it's a question of how long for. Let's just sit and watch. See what happens. No, there's no time.
Is he?
No, he hasn't got time.
Oh, unfortunate. Snappy, though, has a little bit of time, but he's not going to check the angle. The Mac 10 will just get the headshot there. Modi has to back off. That was very dangerous.
He's playing with our hearts here. I wanted to see that.
I was ready for that.
Yeah.
I was ready for that. They did have that player, as you said, back towards that banana position, so they would have heard it out and probably just been able to go for the frag, but nonetheless, it would have been nice to see them try. They're not going to be able to buy into this round anyway. They're just going to save here, go for the next one, so maybe could have kept a little bit of... They wouldn't have been too disparaged if they'd have lost that UMP and the armor there.
Yeah,
but as it is, they're just going to stack up on the B bomb site with that UMP as well. Try and wait for those pushes from G2 to come through and try and do some damage, because as it stands, G2 spreading out, playing passive, going towards more that A side of the map.
The issue is Heroic playing very passive on B, and obviously only having 1 player on the A bomb site, G2. Going to be given a lot of control here and have a lot of information, so before they commit to a site, they're going to be able to, you know, kind of feel out A. As you can already see, Apex is doing exactly that, and yeah, all it takes is 1 roaming Mac 10 player to go, oh, A's clear, bring all the troops back from Banana and hit this site. But luckily he hasn't cleared it. He's wrapping into the spawn. And while Heroic may not expect this, It may mean G2 could commit towards this B-side attack just off the back of Apex pushing in. That being said, we'll see what G2 do with this. You can see they're still holding strong in every area of the map because they have no information to work with other than CT and long are clear. Apex going to start to move in. Snappy holding the angle, but he won't get it. Apex first entry, and now Heroic know there's a thorn in their side. The snake in the grass that is Apex crawling in from behind. Shocks starting to entry up onto B, and while the stack's been uncovered, it doesn't even matter. One kill into Apex. Trey comes in instantly. G2, almost a flawless round. They lose a Mach 10, but they would have upgraded that anyway. So 4-1 up, and Heroic on the bye.
The AWP going over to Kenny S. He's going to be wielding that one into round number 6. And you can see Kenny S sat at the top of the leaderboard as well. So he's been doing a lot of work so far early into this half. Only one kit available on the side of Heroic. And the FAMAS is going to be the only non-M4 on the side of Heroic as well. One defuse kit, 3 players without head armor, and a distinct lack of utility. I mean, there's only 2 smokes. There's an incendiary grenade, but barring that, there's not really too much to work with. G2, though, on the other hand, they have everything they could ever dream of.
Oh, that flash into the banana. Quick peek from S-Tag gets traded, and Yugi only gets 1 as well as he faces again. Already G2 triple entry, and while a hell of a lot of damage is done as these CT players sprayed the entirety of G2, only 1 kill to the price of 3. That will surely cause a save for Heroic. They don't know exactly how tagged these players are, so they're probably not going to move on back in. And G2, 5 rounds on the board already seeming to be the case as these 2 players sit towards A and Apex starts to hunt. But that's so unfortunate to go for that many peaks for Heroic and only result in 1 kill. The damage spread thinly across all these French players. You hate to see it. But G2 with a fighting start off to this T side of Inferno, the map of which we expected them to be very dominant on.
Nico could find the face towards Pit as he goes for the spray. Not quite able to close it out. That's a spray you cannot miss, my friend. Apex able to take another rifle out of the hands of Heroic, and their economy is just getting chipped away slowly and surely. Heroic, I don't think they're going to be able to buy into this next round. We'll take a look at the economy in a moment. Yep, they're just going to be stuck with that 1 M4. Maybe, yeah, Deagle being brought up for Snappy and Nico as well. So a couple of pistols potentially on the board, but barring that, it's not going to be too much more. Kenny S, in the previous round, got those 2 frags with the AWP down banana towards the spools position. Used to be car, unfortunately. No motor vehicles there anymore. Still call it car, but I don't know. It feels kind of weird, but yeah, it will live long in our hearts as car, I suppose. But Kenny S getting both of the frags there nonetheless, as they went for the peaks and tried to go for that sort of surprise play, was very, very crucial because that spray down we saw, the first one, took them down very, very low. And if Kenny S hadn't shut it down instantly, they could have lost 2, maybe 3 players just straight off the bat. And they've already lost 1 on Heroic as they push on towards the A site.
Yeah, clean entries, 2 kills coming in. Heroic went for that triple B stack and it did not work out. Again, not an expected round for them to win at all, as G2 will look to find 6, but Heroic just trying to find damage. And damage has already been done already. Shocks and Apex tagged up a fair bit, so G2 got to be a bit wary as they try to exit this bomb site. Yugi and Nico still trying to put off some kind of damage. Yugi will grab one onto MBK, but Nico doesn't seem to be in a position to get too much done. Shocks is holding the angle, and he'll finish him off. So G2, 6 rounds to 1 here on this T side, already off to a very dominant start. We're yet to really see Heroic have too many buys, because obviously the first 4 rounds of the half were just force buys back and forth, and now we see the second full buy from Heroic, and this is the only time they've actually had an AWP in play. So Yugi's up on that, kits across the board, and good utility as well. This is their chance to get the ball rolling. Otherwise, if they lose out on this one, we could be seeing 7, maybe even 8-1 here for G2, only in the first half.
That's certainly a very, very good scoreline. They're going to be looking at that. Maybe taking it 8-1. The same scoreline that I think FaZe have shown on Inferno over the past couple of maps. And obviously G2 looking to put in that sort of a performance as well, but starting off like that, not very, very strong at all, as 3 players dropped very quickly on the push. G2 losing 3 and not very much gained in return at all. Only a couple of spatterings of damage onto the Heroic players. They're just going to hold strong again. They now have control of the bomb. Both of these T players in the apartments position towards second mid. They need to try and recoup anything they can from this round. And now Heroic looking to come back into this one and doing relatively well. And Kenny S, you cannot miss that peak, my friend. You cannot do it. He is going to go down for his sins, and Shocks try to push on through, gets shut down as well. And Heroic save 5 rifles, 2 AWPs into the next round. That's very, very strong. G2 can full buy back. They have the money. They have the bankroll for it. But could this be the start of a heroic comeback?
Well, overconfidence from G2 in that previous round, maybe underestimating their opponents, just bursting into middle there through that smoke. And Heroic will catch them off the back of that, but we'll see how much longer that lasts. Reset potential as we come into the 9th round. If G2 find this one, Heroic will be back down to very low loss bonus, and we'll have to just work off the back of whatever they've saved from the previous, as you say, double AWP in play. One towards B, that's Yugi. Snappy up on the A-bomb site, just holding long, so nothing too special here from the Heroic side. You typically have that AWP up and long because obviously it's long, and also because you have that fast rotation into B, so you don't have to play retake. You can typically catch the cross. If G2 fast burst B and we see Snappy rotate in time, he can be in a position to actually catch the players off as they move towards the site. But Yugi going to be opening things up on Banana. Bomb dropped as well. That's quite an unfortunate loss here for G2. They still have control of it, but they've got to be careful now moving back in, because that AWP can, again, be posted up here on the CT side, but instead, it's Kenny's AWP. That strikes up onto Snappy. Fast into mid here for G2, and a nice double entry to kick things off. The bomb been retrieved, and Heroic with only Modi to hold onto the site. He is going to have to go big, but Modi misses a spray, recuperates though, and gets both frags.
They have lost the majority of their players now. They're going to force Modi out. MBK picks up the pieces. They're going to continue to try and push on towards this A site. They have control of the short. Yugi doesn't manage to land the AWP shot as he is forced out of library. Now both CT players rotating through towards the mid side of the A-bomb site. Bomb planted towards the back of site. One player playing in the pit, one on site. NBK will take first face as they do start to push in. He's going to know that they're there, and that is a lovely read on the nade as he pushes up just at the right time, lands the headshot on S-Tag, and now it's just Yugi. Left in the 1v2, has got a chance that AK can land the domes. If he can do it, Heroic will be very, very happy with his performance, but he's just going to be shut down. Shoxy is the one to do it. G2 Esports take another round, and Heroic fall at that hurdle.
Yeah, the force buy now going to have to come in here for the CT side. They got reset off the back of that win from G2, so now the money going to be on a vacation. Just Yugi on the AWP, couple of M4s, couple of UMPs as well, so it's not the worst situation. They built up a bit of loss bonus as well on this Heroic side, so they've got some money to fall back on, but now that it's all spent. And G2 barely broken stride. 7-2. AWP with no armor, triple on B, body, good nade as well. With Yugi not having armor, that's even more damage done. 47 HP and looking for a potential boost. Snappy's going to be chucking S-Tag on his hair, but will he land the shot? Damage done, but more so onto himself than the enemies as he falls back. They now know that two players are here. Molotov going in, but this is still a good bait right now because G2 under the impression that there's an AWP and also a rifling player. But Snappy's playing close on the sandbag, so still got three players there, but G2 don't care. They're going to walk back up towards A, giving up Banana control. Heroic not with the utility to push down and take it. Now G2 looking to make things work over on the A-bomb site, and they've got plenty of smokes to cut off whatever they want as they go for this execute.
Pushing out of mid now, Nico holding towards pit. It's going to be Modi going for the spray, has spotted the player around the corner trying to get the damage, but Body turns the corner just at the right time, lands the shot, Snappy through the smoke, has the spray with the UMP, but G2 keep fragging. MBK finds one. Snappy rotating through the library, trying to find the edge of the G2 squad, but not quite able to finish it down, and now Apex has position on him. They are just going to pull back. They're going to go for that three-man save, have the AWP, the M4, and the UMP. Oh, Snappy potentially going in, trying to get a little bit more. Actually just wants to pick up the M4, goes for a little bit of a face, and Apex comes out on top with a nice little push. I think they've smelled now what G2 are trying to do, what Heroic are trying to do. They're trying to go for that sort of full save. Yugi up top could catch Apex unaware if he's not careful. Will peek out, and the shot lands. And that's another gun out the hands of G2, but Heroic are going to take the loss on this round nonetheless.
Yugi's so good at flicking. When I think of Yugi AWPing, I think of his flicks. They're always on point. I'm just sitting here, watching him hold the wrong angle, and I know as soon as Apex peeks, he's going to hit him. Great shot, but it's still not a round. It's a one for the French as they're up to 8 here on the T side. A very strong half so far. And again, with a double save, they can buy up around it. Yugi does get armor, but they'd rather wait for the loss bonus, really, at this point. There's no point putting too much cash in. So Yugi loses a bit of money by actually going for the investment on the armor. It will just mean he's going to play a UMP next round anyway, because he can't, or next buy at least, because he can't get the AWP in anyway. The bonus not built up that much. And G2, double Mac 10 in play. They're very, very common to doing this. And they're going to set up fast towards B again. No utility to hold off these players. Snappy and S-Tag, only guys on the site. G2 just going to charge on him. We got bait, play 2 players on oranges, but it doesn't matter because Shox is running in with a Mac 10 double entry. G2 pretty much got the round at that point. That's
the power you have from the double Mac 10. You can afford to have essentially those 2 sacrificial players that are just going to push in. They're just going to take the fire and draw all the damage, because you're replacing those Mac 10s next round anyway. You don't care if they... In fact, you want to lose them because they are very minimal investment for what is essentially a great reward of going for those trade peaks and coming out on top in terms of the economic battle that you see in the round. And now it's all on whether Heroic want to save their AWP, which I'm assuming they definitely do. And they're just going to be setting up Modi and Nico on either side of him, sort of as outposts. But G2 might be looking for the hunt here. Might be looking to further their lead just a little bit, but I don't think they're going to find too much. They have stationed themselves relatively tucked away, so Heroic will be pretty safe in those nooks and crannies of the map.
Yeah, and if we could have a look at the scoreboard to see what the streak is like for G2. So 3 in a row. So we're going to have the loss bonus actually taking effect now. So that AWP save is important because Yugi bought up armor in the previous round. If he went down there and lost the AWP, he would have only had about 3.5k to actually buy up. So would have only had a UMP or an M4 with no nades. So it's important that he held on to that AWP. We'll see if he can bring effect into this round with that. Though we've not seen too much AWPing already. He's tagged up. He peeks down mid fast and gets put down to 20 HP. G2 already starting things off on a good foot again. As they move back into middle, the smoke is down from the CT side, and Heroic have actually taken banana control in the meantime, but they're out of utility. Only a smoke left on S-Tag, so it's dangerous there. Doesn't matter, G2 are taking apps control, and Apex a double entry for the price of 1 Modi. Only going to get a single kill and damage onto Apex. G2, everything's going well for them.
Well, he could find himself in a little bit of trouble if Snappy had pushed through there. His knife was out. He was really at risk, but Snappy, playing passive, would have heard the footsteps, so they know there's a player close to him. They haven't gone for the full push on towards the A site. The bomb's situated towards that A site on for G2. And again, they don't have those Mac 10s. They did rebuy those, so nothing really lost from that previous round. Body playing towards the banana position. Not going to be able to spot out the hippity-hoppity player down the end there. I think that's S-Tag. Flashbang going across now. So potentially looking to rotate away. G2 refocusing towards this banana position, and the flash comes through. Snappy's in a great position, finds one, turns the corner, lands the headshot as well onto Shox. Now he's trying to find that third. They know exactly where he is at this point. That Molotov will force him out, goes for the spray, takes a lot of damage off the G2 players, but Kenny S finally able to close that one down, and the rotate is called all the way over to A. Yeah, good read from G2. No, there's a second player supporting with the jump peak. That's S-Tag, so they wrap back around into the A-bomb site. They need to find out where Yugi is, though. Issue is they're both low, and he's still using that AWP. He doesn't know that players are tagged. Bomb down on the edge as well. And Yugi's waiting for his teammate to come join him. Should spot Apex, but he gets spotted. And they'll both go down. G2 catch those rotations. And somehow, with all the damage done by Snappy, 2 kills and damage to add, it will still be a G2 round. 10-2, they are just tearing Heroic limb from limb here. Nothing coming through for the Danes. And again, no money left for Heroic. This is brutal. G2 Esports running away with this one a little bit stronger than I think we'd initially thought. Of course, we thought G2 might take this one home, Heroic might take the next one, but off the back of this performance, I'm not too sure even if Heroic are going to be able to put the performance in on Nuke. They are really flagging here. Maybe they're a little bit stronger on their T side here, but it's just not working out for them on their CT side. They're not able to hold those sites, and G2 getting those opening frags, winning the duels, winning the utility battles, and just not giving Heroic an inch more than they need to. But speaking of inches, they did manage to take off Apex early into the round, though he is traded back across the map onto Modi. I keep saying Moody. Yeah, the D's and the O's are the same from this kind of been reading distance. Too much Harry Potter, I think. Mad Eye Moody. Ah, I'm trying to get a reference there. That's all right. Your references have been pretty out the ball. They have been pretty left wing, haven't they? Yeah, I mean, I've not been getting them. It's kind of, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just obviously not into the same things as I am, I guess. That's fine. Harry Potter's okay. I'm just not, not a Harry Potter guy. Either way, walk into B, body, quick entry, one more player left, but he's been spotted, and yeah, just the shots not being hit for Heroic. I think that's one of the most important parts. They're just not landing their shots, and G2
On the other end of the spectrum, Kenny S, another kill coming in. Not connecting from Snappy, and Nico already looking to save that 1 AK found from the body of Apex earlier on this round.
Took me a while to actually spot him out on the map there. He was all the way over towards that back of second mid on the bridge now. Just, again, hiding in the apartment. Going to cook himself up some eggs, rethink his life choices, rethink heroic strategy maybe a little bit. He's looking in the fridge. Not going to find too much there. No one's been shopping in a while, especially because this is a bit of a war zone, apparently. They've been completely brutalized here by G2, so... I
mean, in second mid, there's a nice restaurant anyway. I don't know why you want to go to this dirty kitchen. Look at the walls. I wouldn't want to eat there.
You wouldn't...
Yeah,
wait, you eat in the kitchen?
No, I wouldn't want to eat in the kitchen. I want to go to the restaurants in second middle.
Why would you ever eat in the kitchen? You cook...
No, as in, I wouldn't want to get food from this dirty kitchen. This doesn't look too appetizing. And second mid, there's a nice little restaurant.
All right, Mr. Posho, not wanting to eat in a dirty kitchen. God.
I'm all about that restaurant
standards.
God, I'm all about that restaurant life.
Are you? Okay. Only if it's brought to you on a silver platter, is that it?
Indeed.
Golden spoon.
Esports money, we don't eat in kitchens, we eat in restaurants. Come on, John.
To be honest, I've stopped eating altogether. I just have someone feed me intravenously at this point.
I'll get your Mars bar after the break. Back in though, 11 to 2.
Bars are available.
It's not sponsored. 11-2 for G2, and again, yet to see too much from Heroic. Nico just chilling up in the apartments as G2 again fast into the apartments. They've been taking control here pretty much every single round. Apex is already up there. CT spraying the wall, but alas, not much damage. And G2 making their presence known, firing shots back. We've got control towards Banana from Yugi. He's going to be facing off, but G2, they're not focused on B. Again, they walk up towards the A bomb site. A nice bait and switch play here from Muddy and Snappy, but the issue is Muddy has no information towards middle and they don't have a long player. So right now, if that smoke goes down, exactly what I was about to say, this is where things get difficult because they don't have mid control. Doesn't matter, Snappy peeks out, 2 kills. Again, he's been doing well with his M4, pretty much the only man for Heroic able to pull themselves out of these situations, but still Shox will respond. And Yugi still left alone on B as Aztag starts to rotate back round through long. G2, still a man down, but they've taken control nonetheless.
Well, they're taking control out of mid, but Heroic firmly have a grasp over the A site. They have 2 of those players situated on site, and 1 player over towards Arch. G2, despite getting that opening frag onto Snappy, did get slowed down a lot by the loss of MBK and Apex. They don't really have that ground that they can play with. Heroic are closing the jaws over the control on the map, and Body just opens them right back up again, wrenches them right open, and jumps straight out of the trap. And now they are going to be going in for the flank. Modi does find the shot onto the headshot, but Kenny S finds one of his own, and now Modi's taken very low. Kenny S finally taking that one down. Now it's just Yugi with the AWP, rotating from B, pushing through Arch. Might be looking for exit frags here, might even be going for the retake. Does have a kit available, so he has a little bit of time.
Yeah, smoke going to be a big issue, trying to look around the edge. Does spot Shox? No, but he's seen at least. The gun barrel sticking out for the CZ. Will just try and spray for a lucky shot, but instead Shox does the same. And judging by the scoreline, you can take a guess who gets more successful. G2, a 12th round on the board. Heroic just are not hitting their shots, to be honest. Every single gunfight seems to be going the way of G2. It's not like they're even pulling anything too special in. I mean, that round literally was just, let's smoke short, walk into middle, and then kill everyone. That was that round for G2.
Yeah, to be fair, I always say, if it looks like they're doing nothing, they're playing fantastically.
Yeah, that's a good point.
In the same, yeah, I mean, Yugi obviously not playing fantastically.
He's doing nothing.
Same, you know, things like even down to a mechanical level with crosshair placement. If it looks like they're not doing anything fancy with their aim, they're doing brilliantly. But once again, they do fall foul of the UMP as they continue to push in, but G2 answer with a volley of kills of their own, and Heroic find themselves at a disadvantage once more. Although Apex does fall in second mid, that does mean that they know there's only 1 player on this B side to contend with. They just need to figure out where he is, get the frag. Snappy finds one, but Shox trades it back. And now it's just Modi left on 11 HP across the map.
Yeah, and last round as well, got to go for it. As he rotates back in through the highway. Going to be taking his time here, sneaking, already expecting G2 to having pushed up maybe, but both players up in the ruins, good luck with this one. That's all I say to Modi, because you've got Kenny S posted on the angle, spots the barrel of the gun, and that'll be it. G2 13 rounds, decimated. Looked easy for G2, but will the second half look as easy? We'll find out after the break. Wrong. Welcome back, second half. And I'm fairly worried for Heroic going forward. In the phase game earlier, I thought there was a possibility for a comeback with Godsent. This time, I think it's even less likely. Full armor on every player. No nades, no kits, no funny business. Fast up towards mid. Kenny S tapping away with the USP, and there we go. That's it. GG.
Yeah, should we just leave the rest of this round? There we go. MBK, you're off for another kill. So yeah, G2 Esports put a pistol round on the board, and now they're looking to make it 15 as well. Although, as we said before, every pistol round has been answered with the rebuttal from the other team. So maybe Heroic have a chance here going in. It should be. I mean, the last one did. All this money.
The one in the first half didn't.
Yes, it did.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was.
Oh yeah, of course it was Force by Wars. I'm an idiot.
That's all right, man.
Sorry, I forgot Heroic had rounds.
Yeah, I mean, there was only 2 of them, so it's very difficult to place them statistically. You have no idea, but a trade kill comes out nonetheless.
Oh, it's happening again.
Modi finds another kill, and now G2. So they have 3 players left. They've given over that FAMAS as well. That's going to be picked up by Modi. The bomb is over towards the B site. Now, if they choose to rotate MBK away from that site, that bomb can just go straight in, but instead it looks like Heroic are just going to rotate their players over towards that B and go for that full frontal take. They don't have any utility to play with, so they do just need to go for the frags. MBK has taken a move and actually goes over towards that CT position, and if they open up with this frag, NBK taken very, very low. Could actually completely open up the site. They're not rotating any players away from A, so they don't think that they're going for this full rotate. MBK taken very low again, playing for that rotate towards A. They think they're going to be going towards that A site. Heroic still haven't executed onto the B site, and under a minute left. They have to make up their minds at some point.
Yeah, Heroic maybe faking back the A play, but they walk back up Banana now. With just MBK here, G2, they're not set up well for this. The issue is they're passive on A as well, so they don't know whether Heroic are already pushed up through middle and taken all that map control. As they start to walk into B, MBK is going to have to go massive. Playing passive, so at least he's in a retake setup. G2 can go for this one post-plant, but Modi, no, not going to walk in. Instead, Heroic make a lot of noise. They will commit towards his site. Plant should be coming through, and MBK looking to stop it, or at least take damage. He goes down to S-Tag, and Heroic a 4v2. There, that's it. G2 save. They don't even want to go for it. Already guns have been picked up on Heroic, plus the armor and the pistols. They're still lethal. G2 making a safe decision to just give up the round. Allow 3 to go the way of the Danes, so potential comeback here, realistically. Jokes aside, Heroic could pull this one back, but yeah, I'm very surprised to not see G2 go for that, to be honest, even given the weaponry. Just the scoreline alone gives them surely enough confidence to attempt. I
mean, neither of them, sorry, have got a kit.
Yeah.
So that reduces the amount of time they've got to play with significantly, especially since they have to go for the full rotate as it is. Heroic have got that site already, get the plant down. You have to contend with 4 players on that site. You have to clear out every angle as it is and then go for the defuse. With that 5 seconds extra that you need to spend doing that, you really shut down your options, and going for that save, probably a lot safer in that situation. Moving forward economically, they're going to go for the Force by Wars. Maybe not, maybe. See a couple of bits of armor being brought up, but yeah, okay, a couple of sort of SMGs. A Deagle is going to be the powerhouse in Kenny S, and well, on Heroic side, conversely, they have mostly rifles. Apex is going to put one of his rifles to good use. Yugi does shut that one down pretty quickly, but MBK playing close to full flash. Doesn't matter, Yugi spraying down, gets the frag. He just has to back off as he is taken very, very low, and there's another frag coming in from Heroic. Shox, though, is holding strong on Banana. Not so strong anymore, though, as he is just going to get shut down. Now it's just Kenny S with that Deagle. How much of a dream do you think this guy has? I think probably very unlikely he's going to win this round. I think he's going to get one frag. One frag. What are you thinking?
It's 1v3 easy. It's Kenny S.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I forgot about that. The Kenny S factor, we call it.
If they walked into B, he could do something, but in this situation, he might just grab one of these M4s in the Banana and just save, to be honest. Heroic have won the round almost guaranteed as long as they play their cards right, so Kenny not even looking to contest. And yeah, the bomb going down now, he'll hear that and he'll just fall back. He won't even try for it. Too far away, no armor, no real option to go for this round. It's going to be Heroic with a 4th and keeping 3 rifles in play as well. So yeah, things are looking up now for the Danish side as they start to try and pull things back. It's just it's hard to take comeback seriously at this kind of scoreline until Heroic hit 10 rounds, and then you go, okay, what's happening? G2 are falling apart. But right now, all I'm doing is I'm sitting here going, okay, give it a couple rounds. G2 will have guns, and then we'll see what happens. You know, if Heroic can then start confidently winning rounds versus buy rounds from G2, and when we have AWPs or double AWPs in play, again, G2 are one of those few teams that actually like to run the double AWP on CT Inferno. Shox and Kenny picking that up typically. Not a lot of teams like to do that on the CT side. So yeah, I'll believe it when I see Heroic get to, I'd say, double digits in this kind of matchup.
Yeah, I think we're going to be waiting until that 14-5 scoreline. G2 will buy up into that round and just try and get any sort of strength that they can. And across the rifles, they'll be able to get that AWP on board on Kenny S, who's been so devastating with it on that T side. They'll be able to get the rifles across everyone else. And Heroic, if they do enough damage to Heroic here, they could really be in with a shot at it as well. I mean, even though it's pistols, you know, you've got Kenny S on that Deagle, you have that M4 as well, which can do so much damage in the right hands. Gets one frag, does take the FAMAS off the board, so that means that the MAC-10 is still available. Snappy has used that to great effect, but S-Tag just gets the double spray down the mid, able to shut that one out, and 2 players fall. Only the Deagle on Shox really that stands in the way. The USP not really providing any resistance whatsoever to for MBK, but Shox does land the Deagle shot. Tries to go for another one. That's got a player on his flank. He needs to be careful of that. Doesn't know he's there, so he is unaware, sort of caught in a pincer. Will get spotted out, and there's Modi closing out the round for Heroic. 2 players taken down on the side of Heroic, but they will have those 3 rifles and plenty of money to pay for them back. Actually, don't think we're going to be able to see an AWP here for G2. They're just going to nade stuff.
Oh, yeah, they're not even going for the buy. I like this. This is very uncommon, but you see it when you have a demanding scoreline in favor of one half, because, again, on the CT side, it's expensive to buy. Instead of going for rifles and a bit of utility, G2 just go, we've got loss bonus, we've got 14-5. Let's just buy nades, see what happens. Next round, we'll get lots of weaponry in. So they're just wasting this round away. It doesn't really matter. Nades could have done damage. They're going to kill with the USP, but by and large, it's just a free round for Heroic, and there's still plenty more needed. G2 can actually buy up fully here. AWP in, and they save a bit of cash as well. That's why they didn't invest, you know, say $1,000, $2,000 into that round, even though it would have allowed the buy here. It's because now it means they fully buy, plus they have between 1 and 2K left. So next round, if they lose this one, they still have 3,400 loss bonus, which typically you wouldn't be able to buy with, but now they'll be able to double buy. So they actually have spare money saved on purpose. So I like that from G2, and we'll see how it works out for them. Again, an AWP in for Kenny S versus the might of Yugi. It's going to be on the A-bomb site. Heroic already pushed up towards apartments, so very quick control from Modi, and the players there might not expect it. We have a body up on short, and Modi, he's already worked his way out the back.
Wow, that is a real slip up there for G2. They let them slip through the cracks. The crepes, why not? Some flat pancakes going, and it's going to be G2 able to get some refrags with Shox as he just pushes around the edge of the smoke. Snappy snaps that one up. Apex trying to go for the spray as well. Gets one. Now 2 players left for G2. Pushing on. They do have a little bit of a presence, but Apex gets taken down with an aggressive play from him, Nico. So let's find the frag. Now it's just MBK left for G2. Is he just going to go for the save? No, you said before he can go for that double buy round now, so not too much to lose. Trying to spot out any of the players. Will spot out a shoulder, but Snappy, again, just closes that one down, and Heroic put yet another round on the board. And as you said, comebacks aren't sort of considered until that sort of 9-round, 10-round scoreline. But right now, Heroic looking strong. G2 able to go for another full buy, though.
Yeah, good economy as well. I was happy when I saw that they didn't invest into that pistol round, because it wasn't one that they were supposed to win. The nade stack is good enough to get some damage off. If Heroic go for a fast mid play or quick up Bernardo, then maybe you can get a kill or 2, but by and large it's just about keeping Heroic's economy, you know, at bay. Manageable here for G2, but currently it's not the case. As even if the French will pick up a 15 round, Heroic will still be able to buy down for a considerable few. Oh, that's unfortunate though. Apex starting things off over on Banana, going to drop S-Tag as he tries to spray through the smoke. Heroic, no option to trade as well with that smoke down, and G2 still with plenty of utility left into this round. They fall back to a more passive stance over on the B-bomb site. Again, despite them being 14-7 up, it's only going to take 3-4 buy rounds for Heroic to be in contention for this match, so G2 need to play careful here. Even with the man advantage, going to start to just play passive, allow Heroic to take control, and just try and play the trade game to the last man. These T's situated up Banana, smoke going in, but it's just baiting out utility here. No one's committing. The bomb's still stuck in Banana, and now, almost as if a fake, Heroic moved 2 players back up to B, and now with still full utility on this T side, they can commit, and G2 might not expect it, considering we just saw a random smoke go out anyway.
They still have that presence in Banana. No forward play from that A bomb site. Again, G2 just playing so passive there. There's the smokes coming through. They're going to full-on execute onto the B site now. MBK will get the spray, but burns alive. Yugi taking that one down, but running through the fire isn't going to pay off for you. Apex just close one out. So much damage going onto both of these heroic players, but they are still standing. And that's all that matters. The bomb has made its way all the way over to Barbecue, jumps up onto the site and over towards Coffins. Gets the plant. Now they are going to go for this retake. G2 looking to push all the way in. Low HP on both of these heroic players, and Nico does get spotted out. Kenny S looking for the flick shot, but there's one, there's two. Shox is on site, and he is able to open it up. Now it's versus Nico, AK versus M4. Goes for the peak, and there's the shot. G2 are going to be able to close this one out. Grabs himself an AWP, has the kit. Defuse comes out, and G2 put that 15th round on the board. Heroic by the skin of their teeth, just clinging on now.
Yeah, 15 rounds. Good stuff from G2 to pick up as well. And yeah, again, playing the trade game. They get that first pick and they fall back as a result. If they didn't get that pick, Heroic were poised perfectly to take that B bomb site. It's just a shame that we saw the spray through the smoke in favor of G2. Because now, money still going to be more favorable to Heroic than their opposition. G2 have a FAMAS and an MP9. Limited utility on a couple of players as well. Heroic, however, not sparing any expense. Fast up to Banana this time, hoping they don't get picked. Molotovs are down, and G2 setting up for a couple of boosts. This is one that LDLC have been using, at least over in Boiler. We've got two players on top there. Existence typically the man to go there, and also one on B. That's Apex. Let's see if it works out. As a charge goes into the B-bomb site for Heroic. Apex on the boost, 2 kills. Doesn't fall back though, doesn't matter. As bodies drop the mid-rotation, Heroic now down to just 2 men. It's a similar situation, a 2-on-3 retake, but at least this time Heroic have health to work with.
Yeah, plenty of health there. 2 flashbangs on Yugi, 1 on Snappy, but G2 have plenty of utility of their own. Fully flash Snappy, but it doesn't go for the face anyway. Both of them, they're just waiting, and Yugi is going to capitalize on that shot. Does go down as Snappy on the flank just takes down Kenny S. Not checking your angles will get you killed. Body trying to wrap around, goes for the headshot, finds one, looks for a second, but it jumps out of the way just in time. Yugi looks for the shot, but there's no time. He hasn't got a defuse kit. He can't go for this push. Trying to seal him on sight, though. Goes for the cross, does get spotted out, down to 46 HP, but that's going to be enough to let him survive down on the Banana. Heroic put that 8th round on the board, and G2 Esports now very, very bad economically. They need to wait for another full buy round to come along.
Yeah, it's a reset for Heroic. So despite G2 picking up 1, it's not going to be enough. Heroic back in this game again, but they need to bring it all the way to 15 if they want to take this map in overtime as well. We actually have the force from G2. I don't blame this at all. Again, they got reset. They've got to wait for the Lost Bows to kick back up, and we've got a Nova on Shock, something a bit more fun. As he goes towards the apartments, body supporting with the UMPs, are close range guns for a close range position, but I've got to watch out for the wallbang. As Nico attempts to do that, Shox is going to push on down through the apartments, and Kenny posts here with the AWP as well. Very close range. He misses a shot, uncharacteristic of him, as Monty, he's now opened things up and dropped the one weapon we were going to rely on for G2. That's out for the count. Body attempted to nade back, but that only gives his position away here to Modi. Who knows, he's going to be up close, jumps on in, and misses a shot again. Modi, another kill coming in. G2, already 2 men down.
Now Nova, though, still waiting. Resident Sleeper Nova, the reload comes through. He's going to hear that one out and capitalize beautifully. The shot comes through, and NBK waiting on the boost will spot out the rotate all the way over to the B site. So they know what's going on. They know what's up, and that's going to be Apex with the AWP now in hand as well, finding yet another kill. Versus 3, they're just going to save that AWP. They have got that AK available in the apartments if Shox wants to go and pick that one up. And he does just that. So now they can just save those 2 rifles, move into the next round with a lot more economic strength, and try and keep those ones alive. But he's going to get shut down. Nico pushing on through, goes for the second face as well, and turns it on. The AWP shot sails wide. And once more, Heroic put another round on the board with 5 full kills.
G2 are missing close range AWP shots. Name a more iconic duo this game. That is a very unfortunate round to the French, and yeah, one they could have realistically picked up given their positions in spots where they could have got a couple of free kills. But no, Heroic up to 9. They've started to bring this back, considering this is a, what, 13-2 as well. Not exactly what I expected to see this scoreline. G2 back again on the eco, 1 more, and then we'll see the buy as Heroic find 10. Unless this round is a win, but I'm not holding out for it, especially not with a 5-man B stack and Heroic fast-playing apartments in middle.
And this is such a weird position, because remember, in the phase Godsent matchup, we saw the T sides being a lot weaker. The CT sides being very, very strong. And in this map, it's a completely flip of the coin. Like, it's the other way around entirely. So I don't know really what to read into that, but it seems like these guys are playing off completely different rule sheets. MBK able to get the refrag. Body finds one as well, so they have taken quite a few kills here now. MBK finds another, and 3 versus 2. All of a sudden, G2 Esports looking like they might be in with a shot, but Nico is just going to shut their hopes down. Snappy finds one as well, and there we go. Heroic put double digits up finally.
That was very scary for a second, a 3-on-2, and Shox is in a position to actually catch out Snappy's rotation as well. If he got that kill, it would have been a 3-on-1 for Nico. Tactical pause going to come out. Actually, the first we've had today, despite some very one-sided halves, I've got to say. Across every single map we've had one-sided halves, more than 10 rounds on all 3 games. So, yeah, I'm happy to see this from G2. Maybe a little bit too late, but at least they've got a buy now in their hands. Again, they've only had a couple this half, as the economy has been very back and forth with these forces and pistol wins. Taking into account G2 went forward with 13-2 on the first half and picked up the pistol to find themselves 14. It's been a while since they've had a round as well. As we move back in, going to see what Heroic can show coming into double digits now. They're definitely in the line for the victory here. They could pull this back to OT, so G2 got to be very, very careful. Triple B set up early on, body. Deep banana smoke as well going in. He falls back towards A, so just using one of his smokes early on and allowing G2 to save their utility for later in the round as Heroic. Full buy up. Yugi back on the AWP. Only Kenny on the AWP here for G2. And apps control taken again from Heroic.
Taking that passive stance, really working out on this A site. It's when Heroic opts to pull back and go to that B site that it's starting to sort of fall apart for them. But when Heroic play up on this A site, G2 are waiting with open arms and they're able to get those frags. And if they go for this execute, I think they could be in a whole heap of bother. Shox playing up on the balcony, 2 players on the site as well. He is waiting for the push to come through. He knows there's a player in apartments, and Heroic just pushing around towards this arch side.
Yeah, wrapping, but look at the rotation from Apex. It's going to be poised perfectly. Can stop them if they want to walk into the B site, but with the bomb up through short, Heroic is surely focused on A. They know this rotation could have come through from Apex, but it's Shox to actually strike from the balcony. 2 kills, both headshots. Yugi trades, body on the site as well, and G2 are poised perfectly. This smoke wall has not worked out for Heroic. It's to cut off the pit, but it doesn't matter because G2 are playing in the site, and they will mow it down. It's their round, their map, 16-10. As you said it yourself, John, Heroic maybe should have reconsidered with that one. It will not be their map. A nice attempt at pulling it back from a horrible first half, but they won't go the full distance. G2 are your victors.
Playing so passive on the A site gives you a very strong A site on Inferno, but...
Nice crossfire as well.
Yeah, nice crossfires, but unfortunately that B site just gets left completely open. That's what Godsent were... Not Godsent, sorry. Heroic were exploiting. That was last map. Heroic were exploiting beautifully on the start of their T side. They were playing up slightly aggressive towards that A, getting that information, rotating away, going to that B site. Time and time again, we saw them exploit that and do very, very well with it. But finally, they decided to go to A site, and G2 had their game plan. They were just waiting. They were waiting it out, saying, do you know what? Cool, we'll give you rounds, just wait until you come to the A site on a rifle, and then we'll see what happens. When you push up on us, we know what to do. And that's exactly what they executed. Very, very nice play from G2 coming out, finally able to close that one out, especially on their T side. They had an incredibly dominant half with a couple of very, very strong rounds coming through. There we can see the clutch coming out on the CT side, but this is where it all sort of started to go wrong for them as they went for that B-site aggression for Heroic.
Yeah, I don't think individually it was a problem for G2. I think it was more of the trade game and the team play that was a struggle coming into that second half. Like, they were all hitting their shots majoritively so, aside from some of the AWPing from Kenny especially, but by and large, individually, G2 were putting up numbers and able to win gunfights. It was just, you know, economy was one of the issues they had. We saw that early kind of nice, you know, double, triple eco from G2 to build up more cash to allow for the double AWP setup. And while they picked up one round there from the buy, it's just again a reset. Then we saw 2 more ecos. It was just Heroic kind of farming money and forcing G2 into eco. So it was good economy maintenance from Heroic, but unfortunately not able to close out the map. That being said, we were leading the way of G2, and now moving on to Nuke. While this could be Heroic's map to